cleaning the machine is very important. First thing I'm going to do is have you remove the thread from the needle. And if you do, take a pair of scissors, clip up at the spool, and pull out this direction. Do you know why? You have got probably lint gathered up at the needle, and if you pull backwards, all that lint just goes right up into your machine and doesn't probably hang out at the best places. Next, go ahead and remove your needle. This would be a great time to actually change your needle if it's been a while. Take off your foot. Just slip that towards you, and we're going to remove the bobbin. So we want to clear everything out of this area. Now, take your screwdriver, that's the small little dude that's in your accessory bag, and go ahead and get these screws loosened up. The first time you loosen them from the factory might be a little on the tight side, but once you get them started, you can kind of take your finger and spin them out the rest of the way. Next, we'll get this other one here. Then I'm going to show you how and where to do your cleaning. All right, this little throat plate, the silver bar, will come straight up. And just set that aside. And next, you want to lift this bobbin case out. Just take your fingers and kind of wiggle that, and that will kind of slip right on out. Now, here's where all the lint is going to gather, kind of down in this basket area. So get in there with your brush. I use one of those little dust-its because it's like it just absorbs the lint just instantly, and you can just go in there really quick and get all that color of fuzz out. So if you were working on red fleece, I guarantee you this entire area will be red. Now, what you want to do is when you go to put this all back together, there's a very important part to look at. See this little heel down here at the bottom? It needs to. So these little kind of fingers go towards where the needle's going to sit. And there's a little arrow that is pointing to where that is. But the heel, see this heel? It needs to bounce up against that spring. Without that there, you have twisted the bobbin case incorrectly, and oh, things do not work at all. And then you have to take it all back apart and put it all back together. So I always look down here. That part will kind of hold, and yes, it is a little wiggly. That's correct. And then this plate will just go back up on top. Get those screws started. You can kind of give them a little twist with your finger, and then you can tighten them down with the screwdriver once you get them started. Thread the machine, put your needle back in. I always put my foot on first before I put my needle in, and so needle goes in last. A new needle, try to match that with your fabric and thread that you are working with, and so that is perfect. Remember, a new needle always solves so many problems. So how often do you need to clean? You need to probably do that about every 2 to 5 bobbins. Get in there and clean that out. Yes, I know that does sound like quite often, but on a regular basis, you probably are gathering up a lot of extra lint down there. Go ahead and push your foot on. And like I said, needle goes in last. It's a lot easier to guide it into place. So I can just put the needle straight down into the foot and then bring it straight up, flat side to the back when you're doing the needle here. Oh, here we go. There. Make sure it goes all the way up. Now, one thing I'll do is when I go and actually thread this machine, I'm going to use the needle threader and make sure that if the needle threader works, that means the needle eye has been pushed up high enough that you've inserted it in correctly. So, and then if you just make sure, I usually test on a piece of sample fabric to make sure everything is looking great before I get back to sewing on your project at hand. So remember, after you have your machine cleaned on a regular basis by you, once a year, take it into your Husqvarna Viking local dealer and let them go through all the rest of the machine with and definitely clean and oil all the places that need to be. One thing to not use, do not use canned air. That's going to blow more lint in than out, and it's not recommended for sewing machines. So here we go, last piece, little door on here, and then a quick little sew on some sample fabric to make sure everything is put back together correctly. And there we go. Perfect.